Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing very well and have had a good week. Welcome if you're new here. My name's Sarah. I make videos every single week here on YouTube talking about my acne journey and how I finally managed to clear my skin up. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then please hit the subscribe button below because I would love to have you stick around. So today's video is going to be a rundown of all the things I really wish I'd known before I started using Tretinoin. I've now been using it for 9 months. Just to show you a little bit about what it looks like, it is either in a cream formula or a gel formula. I have actually used both. The first thing I used was Tretinoin, which was 0.025% Tretinoin, and it's mixed with a topical antibiotic called clindamycin. And then after the 6-month mark, I moved over to 0.05%, which was in a cream formula, which I'm now still using. So yeah, I'm gonna run you through everything I wish I knew. There are probably things that you haven't heard of before, so stay tuned, I'm gonna jump straight into the video. Okay, so the first thing I wish I'd known and kind of prepared myself for was that even though you avoid applying this to like really sensitive areas, for example, around your eyes, probably like the cracks of your nose, if you know what I mean, around here, you shouldn't be applying it around there because it really will dry out your skin. And also, particularly around your eyes, this area is a lot thinner, so you're more susceptible to have irritation, particularly as you don't have oil glands kind of producing more oil to protect your skin from the Tretinoin. So yeah, don't apply it around those areas. Having said that, I wish I'd known that even if you don't apply it around these areas, it's quite likely to transfer to these areas anyway. And so you should really moisturize, and particularly take extra care around the places that you are sensitive as well. So sometimes I can be sensitive kind of around this area as well. For me, that's just somewhere that I've always kind of suffered with like dry skin or sensitive skin. So those sort of areas, you want to apply extra moisturizer. And you want to do this early on because honestly, it's very easy to irritate that area, but really not as easy to undo that. So it takes a lot of moisturizer and a little bit of time for that area to recover. My favorite thing to do is almost treat this like you would do when you fake tan. I don't know if any of you guys have fake tanned, but they kind of give you like a moisturizer lotion to kind of put on your hands, like your elbows and those sort of areas that really kind of like hold on to the tan a bit more than just like your average skin. So with those areas that I find particularly sensitive, I do apply extra moisturizer before I apply Tretinoin, just to be super careful that this doesn't transfer. You really don't want to get this in your eyes either because that apparently is just like an absolute killer. So yeah, be super gentle around those areas and you probably won't have any problems. Okay, number 2, and this one I am kind of cheating with because I did already know and I have been doing this since the word go. And this is actually recommended by a dermatologist, Dr. Dre. She really recommends actually applying Tretinoin over the top of your moisturizer. Reason being is this actually kind of prevents your skin from getting super sensitive and red, which has worked so well for me as well. So I'd really recommend doing this. It kind of acts as like a buffer, like a barrier between your skin and the Tretinoin, particularly when you're first starting. It's really great to kind of ease yourself into this rather than just going like jumping straight in, applying it all over your skin. It's quite likely it's going to irritate your face, like almost definitely. So because Tretinoin is so drying, you're gonna wanna moisturize, that's just like fact. And you're gonna wanna moisturize at night as well. So whether you actually apply the Tretinoin on top of the moisturizer or whether you apply it below the moisturizer, you're still gonna be mixing the two together. So, you know, particularly when you have got like a cream formula like this Tretinoin, the 0.05% that I'm using, it's in a cream formula, so formulated with another cream product like a moisturizer, it really should still be effective. You can apply Tretinoin over the top of moisturizer. I personally usually apply my moisturizer when my skin is still damp. I kind of let it sit for sort of 10-15 minutes. Sometimes I can leave it like a few hours if I forget, and then I apply the Tretinoin over the top. And just to reiterate, this isn't a tip that's come from me. This is from an actually qualified dermatologist. So if it's good enough for Dr. Dre, it's good enough for me. Okay, so the third thing that's really recommended all over the internet is to use a pea size amount, which I was definitely doing at first. In fact, if anything, I was probably using a little bit less than a pea size amount. So I don't know if this is working for everyone else and it's just something that I've noticed, but a pea size amount doesn't really do it for me. I don't particularly think I have a big face, but I certainly need more than a pea size amount to actually cover every area of my face. I tend to actually use probably like a pea size between sort of this cheek and my chin, and probably a pea size between this cheek and my nose, and again on my forehead. Like I use a lot more than what they probably recommend you do. And the reason being is probably because I'm applying it over moisturizer, but also I found that if you're kind of like taking a little bit of cream and trying to rub that over sort of areas of your face that might still be quite dry, you're kind of just dragging and pulling your skin and it just doesn't feel that great. I think, you know, it's going to be effective either way, but I'd really recommend using a little bit more if you're finding that actually it's not really doing anything. I think the internet can have you believe that basically tretinoin is just going to burn your face off and you're going to look like this red peely mess for like weeks on end, which certainly can happen if you're not, you know, being careful with it. But I think if you're applying moisturizer and you're looking after your skin, then using a little bit more than probably what is normally recommended will be absolutely fine if you're kind of not noticing any effects at all. Okay, number 4, and this is something I really wish I knew beforehand. I wish my dermatologist had said this when prescribing it. I wish I'd known that you have to be super patient, and I'm talking like months on end till you see like the results that you want. I think I kind of got to like maybe the 4th or 5th month before I was like, I can actually see a serious difference in texture on my face. Up to that point, I would say it had been improving, and certainly I kind of overcome like the initial breakout and my skin was starting to look great. But I don't think I really saw those sort of wow results till probably I was sort of at the end of the sort of 5th, 6th month. But it really was at that kind of 5th mark where I was like, okay, things are happening here. Like I'm really happy with my results. I also attribute this to microneedling. I microneedle once a month from home. I'll link that up like here and below, and you can go and check that out because that seriously helps for fine lines and also acne scars. If you're also using tretinoin at the moment, then comment below and let me know how long it took you to see results, because I know it differs for everybody. Okay, number 5, and this is, you probably will get an initial breakout and you'll probably get another one when you up your strength. I realized that there would be like an initial breakout when I first started. I think I naively thought when I upped my strength that everything would just stay the same and only improve, but that wasn't really the case for me. I did find that I was kind of peeling quite a lot more, and I did start to feel like those under the skin bumps start to reappear, probably in those sort of dry areas as well, where my pores felt kind of clogged with the dry skin, and I wasn't really able to exfoliate it without irritating it. I have found when I exfoliate my skin, it does improve a lot. And I just mean like a gentle manual exfoliant most of the time. I use like a cloth, like a muslin cloth, just to buff away the dead skin. That really helps. But I did find, yeah, certainly kind of after the 1st or 2nd month of upping my strength, which was probably a few weeks ago, I started to break out a little bit again, which might have been the tretinoin, it might not have been, but I do think that was a contributing factor. I do think initial breakouts definitely happen when you up your strength, so it's just something to bear in mind. You again will get over that, and I'm sure your skin will improve if that's something you are going to go through. For me, I still think it's absolutely worth it, and I'm really happy with my skin. Okay, so the next thing I wish I knew, and to be honest, I probably did if I think about it, but I wasn't too aware that if you are using tretinoin and then you get pregnant, you will have to stop using it. And this isn't a problem for me at the moment because I'm not planning on getting pregnant just yet, but I hope to one day. And I've just realized, you know, if you start building this tolerance, which does take a while, you will then have to stop when you decide to have children, and then of course you can start it again. But that means you're going to have to go through this phase all over again. You'll probably go through the initial breakout all over again, you'll build your tolerance up again, and that's not something I really kind of bared in mind, and it wouldn't put me off using it, but it's something I didn't realize. So I guess if you're somebody who is planning on having kids and you're going to have them in the next sort of year or so, potentially it's probably worth actually holding back from starting and just doing that once you've had your child, because honestly, doing this twice may not actually be worth it. It's probably far better to use this long term, over a long duration of time, to really see the benefits. I think probably just using it 6 months to a year might not be worth it if you have to stop and then start again. Okay, this is my favorite one because it's something I definitely didn't realize, and it's that you don't need to apply tretinoin every single night to actually get the results that you want. I personally, like I said, have been using this for 9 months now, and I still do not use it every night. I use it every other night, and sometimes even less if I'm starting to feel really irritated. So yeah, you will still get the results. It still will be worth using. You don't have to incorporate this into your skincare routine every day. And I wish I'd known that, because I think I was kind of struggling at first to think, you know, if my skin feels like it's reacting after kind of using it once or twice a week, how am I ever going to build up the tolerance to actually use it every night? And I think it's probably far better to actually increase the strength every other night than to use it every day, because this way you kind of give your skin like a night to recover. If you also want to use any other products like, I don't know, salicylic acid, glycolic acid, or other kind of treatments within your skincare routine, you can do this every other night and you can still incorporate those ingredients for their results too. Also guys, if you actually want to see my skin up close without any makeup, I'm not wearing any makeup today, but I have done a results video just to kind of update you on how my skin looks at the sort of the first month, the 3rd month, and the 6th month. I've created a whole playlist, so you can check those out. I'll link them on screen now and down below in the description. And it will also talk you through any side effects and things like that that I had kind of along the way. I know you guys are always asking for like my best tips when using tretinoin as well, so I did film a whole video talking about that, which I'm sure you guys will check out after this. And also leave me a comment below and tell me what your best tips are, because I'm dying to know what you guys do to have like clear, beautiful skin whilst using tretinoin. So click on the box to the right and I will see you in my next one. Really calms the skin down, really soothes it, and actually does what it's meant to do, and that's moisturize and hydrate your skin. So yes, I probably do this maybe once, yeah, I'd say once a week, maybe twice. But yeah, I would really recommend doing that, putting that into your routine so that you can really kind of nourish your skin and look after it whilst it's going through what is kind of a harsh treatment. But you